robust urban garlic flavor.
Over the last several days, there has been a little bit of back and forth between myself and the creator and streamer Asmon Gold.
He was watching Detractor stuff of mine, and I basically called him out and was like, you know, why don't you talk to me about it? Rather than just believing blindly everything that they say and then giving them attention on your streams. Keep in mind that Asmon Gold is absolutely huge on the internet, and I do feel that when these bigger content creators watches that kind of content, they give a highlight to someone who isn't necessarily telling the full story, and in a lot of cases is purposefully stretching the truth or telling an exaggerated truth in order to get a rise out of the internet and get clickbait views.
So, surprisingly enough, he responded, we will be doing a co-stream on Monday, November 24th, starting at 12 noon Pacific time, roughly going around 2 hours, okay?
I'm not sure exactly what will be brought up, but the whole point of this was if he actually has questions for me based on what he's seen in this Detractor content, I'd like him to ask me. For example, he believes that I was banned on Twitch. That's never happened. And he thought I was because that's what my detractors say. We're going to talk about all that kind of stuff. To be honest with everyone, my expectations, I'm hoping that it's entertaining, but not just for drama reasons. Maybe we'll actually talk about other things. You know, Asmon Gold actually is an avid gamer just like me. It would be great to actually maybe talk about some games or other things going on rather than just drama around my detractors and what they say about me, but not sure. I guess we're going to have to see.
Here is where the food is. Okay? So, without showing you much, okay? That's my street that you can see, okay? They see that blue dot right there? That blue dot is me. And it actually showed the direction I was looking in my home, okay? So at the time when I was on my phone, I was looking at the wall, and that's the direction I was staring, or the phone was looking at.
Ladies and detractors, welcome to Interview Eve, where Darkside Phil the Locale plans to perform his hypnosis on Asmon Gold. So 2 cockroaches going at it. Yay! DSP hopes that it's going to be a chill, fun, positive time where he gets to talk a lot about gaming with Asmon Gold, but we know it's going to be 99% drama, because that's all what we care about from you, Phil. Because that is the highlight of your streams, the begging, not the gaming. So what to expect from an Asmon Gold interview? Well, let's see what Phil's talking about.
You blow it all to a corner, and once it's stuck in the corner, then you blow it back, and we can blow it towards that vent to be able to get rid of it all. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. Do I think Asmon Gold will be unbiased in the interview? No. How could he possibly be unbiased? He's outright admitted that all he ever saw me was a whole ton of Detractor videos.
Mind you, DSP is also aware that Asmon Gold has a Reddit where he asks people to drop questions for him to ask Phil. The thing is, most people know a little bit about DSP if they're in that corner of the internet. So there really isn't much secrets that Phil has. Even if it's just knowing him as the guy and nothing deeper than that, he has a level of infamy on the internet.
I think for him, the fascination is that obviously he's seen insanely ridiculous stuff in the Detractor videos, right? So for him, he just wants to ask me what really is going on, and he wants to see if any of my answers are realistic or if he thinks they're all tall tales. And I think that's content for him, and I think it is, to be honest.
Yeah, Asmon Gold is going to be really confused with Phil because the main part of that interview is probably going to be, how are you being taken out of context? And they're probably going to argue an hour over it because he's going to be like, well, this is a 20-minute clip of you from your stream, and DSP is going to say, that doesn't represent me, that's only 20% of my stream.
Since he's an outsider to the situation, right? He doesn't actually know the truth of any of it. He'll be able to just weigh him back. What's more ridiculous, the things the detractors say or my explanations, right?
Phil, when somebody watches 3 videos of you begging, they've seen a million of your videos. You're very repetitive. It's like Groundhog's Day. He's seen enough to get the gist of what you're about. And you're gonna try and pretend that you're not. It's all a joke, man. I'm not seriously e-begging. No, you are a professional e-beggar and you're very good at it.
Because to be honest, I think some of the things I've been through are absolutely ludicrous to the point where no normal person would even believe it. Right? Right now, if a streamer were to say to you, out of the blue, you don't know the person, you don't know the streamer at all, right? If they were to say to you, straight up, so someone didn't like me enough, they got a job at Comcast, they actually went inside of my modem, they changed my wireless network settings to be insults, and then they kept resetting my modem during streams. Would you believe them? To be honest with you, I would not believe them. Okay? Really. I would not believe them at all. I would think that it's a lie. But that's actually happened to me. Like, it's documented. The idiot actually posted up the evidence that it was real on Kiwi Farms, proving that what I was saying was true, without a shadow of a doubt.
Well, it's more likely that the guy had the job in the first place, but it's really stupid to get yourself fired over DSP, and then nobody's gonna hire you after the fact. Yeah, DSP wants the focus to be on his detractors, while Asmon Gold probably wants the focus to be on him. We'll see what happens.
That's what I mean, like, in this case, the truth is stranger than fiction with a lot of the stuff that's happened with me. So, you know, I'm sure he's going to have juicy questions or whatever. I don't really care. I've been asked every possible thing. There's not going to be any new questions. It's just going to be reiterating answers for the millionth time. And I don't really give a shit. So,
yeah, he's gonna give us these long-winded answers where he's like, it is okay to eBeg because I refuse to get a job. Okay, Phil, keep living in your fantasy land. It's working out really well for you.
if anything, you know, do I think it's going to stop him from watching Detractor content about me? No. But maybe at least it'll give him new perspective to know that there's a real dude on the other end there that's not like the devil. But it's just like a guy who has to go through all this because these people, you know, do such weird shit.
Yeah, Phil, let me explain something to you. You attract the crazy people. You attract the weird people. You feed the trolls. You give them what they are looking for. It's mainly the begging. It's also the rage. It's also the ranting. But it's all about the drama that you continuously pump out about your personal finances, which are nobody's business, but you make them everybody's business.
Yeah. Do I believe that he's going to become my biggest fan? No, not at all.
The thing is, when people are introduced to you, Phil, 99% of them are either bored or say, he's a jerk, and the other 1% say, oh, I'm going to give him a ton of money. You profit from that 1%.
Why do I have so much hair right there? It's bothering me. I'm just going to ignore it. I don't care. I'm going to ignore it, or else it's going to bother me all day. Let's continue. I received a $2 tip. If you're looking for a game to play, play Stellar Blade. Wow, this person is very stubborn. I mean, if anything, you gotta admire. You have to admire their dedication to this cause to get me to play Stellar Blade, because they know I'm never playing it. Like, they know that.
He refuses to play the game because there are scantily clad anime girls in it.
I received a $1.52 tip. And someone says, I've been a fan since 2011. I noticed recently you seem to be making default judgments based off of review sites. You told us to ignore them. But back in the day, I used to come to DSP Gaming for unbiased takes. It seems you read reviews these days. And stop clapping. It sounds suspicious with the mic settings. Reminds me of the incident. What? Wait, what? Hold up. Me doing this. Clapping, applauding, visibly on camera. Reminds you of the incident. Wait a minute, here it is. No, I don't think so. I think you're just stupid. Sorry. I don't know what else to say. That's probably one of the stupidest comments I've ever received. Me clapping reminds you of the incident. Okay. Well, what happens when I burp? Right? What happens when I fart? Anyway, thanks for the $1 tip. Let's continue.
Just a quick plug intermission here. If you are enjoying this content, I'm going to be live streaming the Asmon Gold interview after the fact tomorrow on the Robust Urban Garlic live stream. So if you're interested in that, there's a link in the comment section.
Exactly. So Buckwell says, you're right. YouTube already is full of videos saying you're going to have a begathon for new PC equipment. We didn't even say I'm doing it. It was just an idea. You see what I'm saying? These people are so desperate for garbage content that they make it up. They literally make it up. They're insane. There you go. So there's a topic to talk about with the interview with Asmon Gold on Monday. Say this is exactly how this detractor content gets made. So I literally present an idea, just talking out loud, not even saying we're going to do it, just explaining something that we could possibly do. They then turn it into something negative that's not even real. I didn't say I was doing it. But what the is wrong with these people? They're mentally ill. They just want the toxic, the negative, say, he's doing this, he's doing this. I'm not even doing it. No one said we're doing it. So this is not surprising in any way, shape, or form. But this is how they make their content. So they'll pump it out and say, Phil's doing it, see? But I'm not. I didn't say we were doing it. I said it's an idea. You know, we'll talk about it or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, what do you... But then they'll say, he's definitely doing it. You gotta be there Black Friday when he begs all day so you buy things with the money. What the is wrong with you?
Yeah, so what happens with DSP content mills is that they produce a lot of clips about DSP daily, and to get people to click on those videos, they sometimes exaggerate the context. So I don't know if it's true or not. We're going to take a look at the clip, or at least one I found from his podcast soon, but I know there are some people like Duty who put a title there to get you to click on the video, and then it's all speculation, or it's like it doesn't get to the main point of the video until you're 13 minutes in and 18 minutes. I mean, part of it is probably they're banking on people listening to it on the background, but at least in my experience, when I post shorter videos, they don't seem to do well. Now, YouTube says it's because subscribers aren't clicking on it, but I'm like, maybe it's because you're considering the watch time lower because it has less potential, because a video that gets 50% when it's shorter is not going to be as good as a video that gets 30 to 40% when it's a lot longer, because that longer video gets more watch time.
We could. We still have like 20, 30 minutes left on the podcast. Can we hit the second goal right now? Let's go. That's correct. If we hit a total of 300 today, I will count it as 3 goals. That's right.
He's doing that to play catch up with his money because he didn't hit 2 goals this week, so he's freaking out.
Heavy Lies the Crown, I already explained. He goes, I want to see you upgrade the office. I want to see you use monitors, but don't tie it to a goal. You're not listening. I can upgrade the office slowly at a slower rate by myself. I just can't drop thousands of dollars in one sitting. If on Black Friday we set it up as part of the Black Friday event, that means that if I raise a certain amount, I can spend it immediately on Amazon that day and save a lot of money on the setup. The only reason that I would tie it to a marathon is because we have to order that day to save the money. You understand what I'm saying? So either I can slowly buy the pieces that I need over time, in which case it'll probably take a few months or more to upgrade the setup slowly, or we could have a big event where we raise it all in a day and I buy it all in that one day because it's all on sale, but then we have to have the money that day. Do you understand? Maybe you don't. I don't know. It's hard to explain stuff to people sometimes, I guess. I don't know.
I'm sure there's a much larger segment on this, but you get the gist of it right here. He doesn't get that he's begging. Phil, it's not your audience's job to be involved with the stuff you buy to run your streams. It's especially not your audience's responsibility to have a goal for you to buy new monitors, buy new cameras, buy new games. But you don't get that because you consider yourself like running a corporation and all your viewers are your staff. That's not the way it works, Phil. And this is why it got such attention, because you just throwing the thought out there is eBegging. Here's what you do. You save the money all the time. time. I feel like we've had this discussion before, or at least maybe I did 3 years ago, but you should know this time of the year is a good time to buy stuff, so you should save up the money. You constantly talk about how successful you are and how financially better off you are this year, and yet somehow you're begging for money to buy stuff on Black Friday. That shouldn't be the case. It sounds like you're wasting a lot of money, Phil, if you really are pulling in more than ever. It doesn't add up, Phil. It just sounds greedy and sus. Because what you're trying to explain is essentially, I want stuff, but I haven't saved for it, so you should raise a huge amount of money for me so I can buy stuff. That's not the way how businesses work, Phil.
Bookwell says, imagine having a sandwich shop and the owner wants you to pay for his operating costs. Yeah, imagine having a sandwich shop and you buy the sandwiches. That's exactly what we're saying. So you come to the stream, you're enjoying the content you're getting, so you pay for it. Get it? I guess not. I guess that's too hard of a concept for you to understand. Oh, it's so hard to figure out. I like something I'm getting, so I pay for it. Oh.
Phil, you went to college for finance and business? Are you an idiot? When you go to a sandwich shop and buy the sandwich, you are buying a product that they make for you. You are not buying their operating costs. You are not buying the toaster. You are not buying the employees. You are not buying the machines. You're not buying the freezers. And you say this to Buckwell, like you were such a jerk to your supporters. It blows my mind that they continue to give you money. They'll eventually snap out of it, but like, come on, you treat them like dirt. Phil, what you were trying to do is to get your fans to give you a whole huge sum of money so you can spend it immediately on equipment. What you're supposed to do is to accumulate money over time, saving it instead of splurging on WWE champions to make those improvements to your stream that you want to. Not have it be an automatic responsibility for fans to pay overhead, so they pay so much more than what you initially asked for, or in your case, demand. So it's like I'm walking into a sandwich shop and they say, oh, you got to help out with the rent. So the sandwich is going to cost you $100 when on any other day it's $8 because the rent is due. Like, you are completely out of your mind.
It is the 21st of November right now. So it's my last streaming day of the week. This is my last stream of the week. Next week, what a week. We've got special stuff going on early on in the week with an interview, and then we've got some fun gameplay all week. Then on American Thanksgiving, I'm doing a special Pokemon stream for half the day, and then on Black Friday, which is the Friday after Thanksgiving, then I'm going to be doing a special stream that's a marathon where we're going to be doing Call of Duty Black Ops 7. We're going to be doing some American Truck Sim. I'm going to be having some drinks while I do both of those. Then we're going to be doing some shopping. We're going to see online, see what's available discounted for Black Friday sales online. It's going to be a great week coming up, a very special one.
We're going to be doing some shopping, which means you're going to give him money and he's going to use your money to spend it. Your mommy and daddy's credit card.
Ask RTU for tech advice. Maybe I will. You know, does RTU take call-ins? Maybe I'll call in on his Black Friday stream and hey, is this the call center? Hey, can I get some tech advice? What should I get right now? You know, I have money to spend on Amazon to upgrade my setup, you know, because I'm not broke like you. So I have some money to spend, and I'd like to know what I should get. Would you take my call? What do you think? You just fall asleep during the call? Oh, good Lord. To be honest, I have not followed that guy whatsoever at all this year. I have no idea what he's up to, what he's doing. I don't care. I told you guys, he's like the least thing on my mind. I only think about him when you guys bring him up in chat. I never have a thought about that man. Thankfully, he is so far in my rearview mirror of anything I care about, and that's definitely a good thing.
Yeah, so besides the 666 podcast where RTU refused to play along with DSP's nonsense, DSP really hates Rich because RTU sees him as a complete joke to be laughed at, and that gets under DSP's skin because he thinks he's a very serious businessman who should be taken seriously, and yet he's known as the guy who left the camera on May 1st. Congratulations, Phil. And every time somebody somebody brings somebody like him up, you know, Keem Boogie, Kino Casino, he always has to tell you that he doesn't care in a long-winded fashion. So you know what that means? He probably does really care, because he can't take being the butt of the joke. That is what really gets under his skin.
Well, the Frederick Knudsen video you say is unbiased, but the Frederick Knudsen video is insanely outdated. It was made in, what, 2016, 2017? So it doesn't cover anything from, like, the last almost 10 years. And I don't really think it covers much besides my very early history.
Yeah, it's missing a bunch of things like the bankruptcy, Cat entering the snort fort, DSP charging $2,000 to reveal Jasper Kitty, and you know, the multiple streams a week of begging constantly for years. And most importantly, his resurgence, where the King Snake revealed himself and everything turned out hunky-dory for Darkseid Phil. Oh yeah, also the WWE Champions thing. Him admitting to splurging on it, then he's saying, oh, I didn't spend a ton of money on it, except the account was mine. But then I sold the account, even though it was against TOS, and then I told Wings I spent $5,000 to $10,000 on it. He spent a lot more than that. All those positive, meaningful, and informative stuff. While that documentary shows you the personality of DSP, which is still the same today, just with a little more hair dye up top. All right, everybody, thank you for watching this video of what to expect on a DSP Asmongold interview. It seems like DSP isn't going to flake, surprisingly, but this can go either very short with DSP saying I'm done, or a whole 5-hour affair that may have some random guests like Keemstar again, and just a whole bunch of absurdity and nonsense from Phil, because you know he's trying to gaslight everybody, not just Asmongold, but the people watching Asmongold, in the hopes that he can get 1 or 2 more pay pigs on his stream. This is Robust, turning off the station. See you next time.
Jeff did a $5 tip. He says, I want to hear you say robust bourbon garlic flavor, like how you said robust urban garlic flavor. I never said robust urban garlic flavor. I said bourbon, not urban. How dare you? How dare you insinuate that I would say the word urban? I'm white. I can't say urban. It's offensive. You understand? That's how it works. Okay. All right, we're now up to $325 to support.